as you guys probably saw, how this video started was by me and Rachel basically unwrapping the headlight tint and all like the fake carbon fiber. As I said, all the wing, the diffuser, the splitter, the side skirts, even the roof scoop mohawk air intake thing, it's all like real carbon. Like it's dry carbon too, which means it doesn't have too much resin and it doesn't have a clear coat on it, so it's not like shiny. But if you run your like fingernail on it, you can feel every single weave of the carbon. I know you guys never saw. Here, let me just show you. Hi, hello. Let me show you the carbon really quickly. Yeah, it's like it's straight up dry carbon, but it's like real splitter, everything. But I know you guys never saw, but since this car has flares, which are about, I don't know, maybe add like an inch to 2 in the back, it actually has huge spacers. It has like 40 mil spacers, which is like almost 2 inches, like almost 2 inches. So I was like, well, I don't really like to run spacers on my vehicles. You know, sometimes you kind of need to, but there's always a more expensive method to get out of it. I just don't like running spacers. So I ended up ordering wheels. Now I ordered, you'll see the wheels later in this video since I don't have them yet. Ordered brakes, and then now in today's, or the clip currently, I ordered a whole steering wheel setup because, as I said, I wanted this moved back basically, because, you know, tall boy. And I'm also switching to a quick release because getting in and out of the car will be much easier if you don't, your knee doesn't have to hit this, and that's where this comes in. Now there aren't really many quick releases available on the market for, I mean, I was trying to look for like a nice one, but I ended up getting an Energy one. I've never had Energy stuff. I usually don't really buy it because it's like when Energy came out, they were like kind of considered the eBay like stuff. I know since then they've stepped up their quality a ton. I mean, they have a ton of FIA approved seats and everything like that. So I got their more latest product. They actually do make an adapter for the Lotus, which I'll show you in a bit. But the Lotus is actually, instead of like a normal wheel, well, it's just one bolt in the middle for the steering wheel. It's actually 4 Allen key bolts. So you take off the stock steering wheel, you bolt this with the 4 holes, and then on top of that, you would bolt the 6 bolts of the quick release. And then this is the quick release portion that would clip into this because I already set up the wheel. It's a Momo Mod 78. This is exactly what I had in the M346. I really liked it. The only concern is that the stock wheel is 320 mil and this is a 330. So this is like ever so slightly a hair bigger. I know a lot of people, they go to like a 300 mil wheel. So I really don't know if I'm going to be returning this wheel and buying like a 300 mil wheel of sorts. But I guess we'll find out how I like it. Hello. Now in the cockpit of the Racemobile. Also, small little thing, I've been dailying this thing to work. I don't know how many miles I've put on it already. Probably like 500, but definitely the most special car I've owned. But I suppose I'll do a whole separate video of like a review once I've owned it for like a couple thousand miles. Especially after the mods, especially after tracking it. I'm sure different things will happen. But anyways, I know to remove the airbag, it's just Allen, 5 mil Allen on both sides. Pretty simple. So right now, I bolted up the adapter. It's just the 4 OEM bolt. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to be keeping this setup. I really like how the wheel looks. It's just too big for this chassis or car. And once again, like I said, it's 10 mil bigger than the OEM wheel. And spacing wise, it's exactly where OEM is, I believe. So I'm actually ordering an inch spacer, which is just basically just a block hub thing, which is just going to space basically like right here an inch to move the setup closer. And then I'm ordering a Sparco. I would love to go Momo again, but I know a lot of people run this in the Lotus Exige chassis, and it's a 300 mil, so it's 20 mil smaller than the OEM wheel, Sparco. So it's going to be smaller and it's going to be an inch closer to me, because essentially this is really my problem, tall people problems. It's fine when you're driving it every day, honestly, it's fine. It's just when you try to corner hard and stuff. So this is my feet on the clutch and right now on the gas, brake, whatever. When you try to corner and your hands are at 9 and 3, you go like that and your knuckle hits your thigh, or the other way around. And this is a big issue in the R32. And like I said, the easiest way is basically just spacing the wheel closer, because then you're not hitting your thigh. And especially if the wheel's going to be smaller than this, it shouldn't be a problem at all. That's the only complaint I have, and I already said that in the video, that when I got this car, that my first mod was definitely going to be the steering wheel. You can drive the car completely normally on the street and everything, even take corners hard. It's just like I ran the Canyon the other night, and it was just kind of like an issue where I kept having to like shuffle my hands on the steering wheel, and on the track I want to keep my hands at 3 and 9 basically the whole time. So it's a few days later after the steering wheel setup, but I finally got the wheels. As I said, I got Lotus. I'll unpackage them right now just to show you guys, and then in a few hours I'll probably go test fit like one side on the car. The tires, sadly, today is Saturday. They're not coming until about Thursday, so I won't be able to get them on the car until like Thursday, Friday, because obviously I need tires on the, you know, wheels. So these are the ones in the front. They are they're a 16 by 8 plus 20, so they're pretty aggressive. So actually, I was looking for pretty aggressive specs, especially in the rear, and these are basically like TE37 retro reps, sort of. I forgot what they're called, like VLs or something like that. But they're like retro. They only come in like 15s and 16s, and they're kind of meant for like Civics, Datsuns, like stuff that like to run OG, like retro, you know, 90s and older. And mainly what I like about it is the smaller face with a big lip, because these things have super big lips, and big lips are awesome. The normal Rotogrids, regular T37s, they don't really have much of a lip, and they don't come in that aggressive of settings. So yeah, I got them in bronze. I think bronze or flat black was the only colors I could get them in, basically matching. It's a white car, so I figured bronze would work. It should work, honestly. And this is for the rear, because as you guys know, we have the flares in the rear, so we really needed something aggressive. This is a 16 by 9 0 offset, so it's pretty aggressive. My only concern would be the front brakes clearing, honestly, because I didn't realize the lip is all of the offset, and you can see there's like no back padding at all. So I'm really hoping that, because if you guys know, the Lotus kind of has, it's not really a big brake, but it has like a chunky caliper in the front that is usually the issue with brake clearance. So we'll see. Hopefully it's not an issue. As you can see, I have the rear wheel on, which is about perfect. Yeah, I took off the spacer. That's the big spacer that was in the rear to compensate. But as you can see, that is our problem right there. Yeah, it's not good at all. Yeah, I screwed up. I'm usually really good at this wheel fitment stuff. Like, I get it first try, pretty good fitment and specs and stuff, but today is not my day. Mainly because it's just a different chassis, and just finding wheels that are 4x100 is hard. Then you have to find them in 16 and 17, and that's the reason I didn't do 16, 17. I did 16, 16. Also, the tires are just a bit cheaper. This is right now an 1.5 inch spacer on there, and that's just to clear the brakes, and that's what was on the rear before. That doesn't mean I'm actually going to use it. Now, I think there's a ton of room left over because of the spacer between the brakes, and our goal is basically to get like this thing as close as possible without it touching, because then that'll mean, you know, it's the wheels more in and stuff like that. This is the aftermarket pan, and basically the oil pickup tube sits in between here, and there's these things called trapdoors on all four sides, which when the oil is trying to slosh out of there, it won't let it, but when oil is trying to enter, it will, and it'll open basically, and there's like some holes right there, as you can see. The main thing with the 2ZZ is that there is nothing at all. The stock oil pan's outside, I'll show you that in a second, but yeah, there's nothing. So usually over 1G of cornering force, people often see the oil pressure drop while mid-corner or going back and back corners and stuff like that, and this helps tremendously. Obviously, the only other thing better than this is basically a dry sump system, which isn't really that popular on the 2ZZ platform. And then it also has this, which is like an anti-splosh thing, which bolts into this. It prevents that during cornering, that the oil gets splashed into the crankcase basically. I'm gonna go outside and show you the stock oil pan, which is right here. It still has a little bit of fluid in it, but the stock oil pan literally has no baffling. I know all you see is just the oil, but literally there's nothing in there. It's just hollow and that's it. Also, I believe the stock pan holds like about 4.5 to 5 liters, while that now holds 7 liters. So increased oil capacity is also cool. Say hi. I kept saying that the tires are going to come Thursday. They came 2 days early. Pretty rare for FedEx to do, but I got them immediately headed, got them mounted. As you can see, I went with Nangang AR1s. They're very, very, very competitive tires for the price. They're like, before shipping, they're like $540 for a set of 16s. 205 45s in the front and 225 45s in the rear, 16 all around. Take off these wheels while it's in the air. Last night, as you saw, the last clip literally, I put on the oil pan. You can hopefully see it right there. Yeah, I put on the oil pan. The reason it's still in the air is because when you put on the ultra black Permatex sealant, you have to wait a full 24 hours before you put oil in there. So guys, I'm gonna end this video here just so I can get it out to you. There'll probably be like one more video maybe for the track day, maybe not, but that was basically most of the stuff. The only things I'm waiting for is I ordered basically Miata flares, because as I said, a lot of people run little like flares right here for Lotuses to clear like tire fitment and whatnot, and I have flares in the rear, and I'll eventually get those same matching flares here, but they take like a month of special order. So the Miata flares, I'm just gonna, you know, cut this right here and put on the flare, because I just took it for a test drive and it's not rubbing bad yet, but definitely if I drove it like on the highway or whatever, it would rub pretty badly, and those flares will be here Saturday, I believe, most likely. So they'll be here before the track day, but obviously I don't want to drive on these and murder these tires before I even get to use them. So yeah, other than that, the car drives great. I have the oil pan in, as I said. That's going to really help on the track. I did do front brakes, which I didn't even record because I literally just banged it out in like 10 minutes each side. But they're EBC rotors with the EBC yellow stuff pads, so it's like an upgrade. Obviously, it's a compound upgrade. The rears were still fine, so I didn't even bother. The fronts, you know, they were pretty bad, so I just used it as an excuse to upgrade a bit. Wheels, tires, oil pan, the steering wheel. As you can see, the steering wheel is literally laying in the dash. I did order a different steering wheel, Sparco one, which is smaller than that, and then I also ordered an inch spacer to space out the whole kind of see it right there, yeah. To space out that whole mechanism an inch closer to me, and then that's basically it. Other than that, I don't really have that's kind of it for the track day. And then I have a helmet coming sometime this week, already registered for the track day, and yeah, we're just gonna go have fun. Like I said, I didn't want to overbuild the car for its first track day, just did the light essential mods and whatnot. The tires were shot, used that as an excuse to get new wheels. Brakes were shot, used as an excuse to get better compound tires. Did the oil pan as insurance for the motor, so I don't lose oil pressure in the middle of a corner and blow the motor because there's no oil getting into it or whatever. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. And then, as I keep saying, the R34 is right there. It's fine, I promise. R34 is still fine and dandy. The guy's actually packing the pallet right now as we speak, so hopefully by like Saturday I can pay freight to come and get the pallet, and then hopefully I'll have it by the first or second week of the next month of June, and then we can put all the panels on and it'll look like a skyline. So thanks so much for watching, as always. See you guys in the next video.